what? We can't raise a family on that. Why are you placing all of your faith in something that is so unstable? What are we gonna do? We got this. Hey everyone, welcome back to the studio. So my name is Sarika, and if you've been watching my videos lately, you may have seen that Sam, my husband, has been a lot more involved in the studio. He has been packing orders, restocking stickers, and he's doing even more behind the scenes. So we wanted to tell you the story of how this came to be. Like, how do we get to this point where you and I are working together and we get to spend every day together in the studio doing whatever it takes to run this business? I mean, it's a really, really good time. Honestly, I think we work really well together.
I agree.
But this all kind of started with a rough situation.
I lost my job.
Yeah, it's been about 10 months since that happened. And so when we're telling this story now, we can tell it from a place of relative joy. You know, actually during that time, it was really, really scary and terrifying. And we had to think about like solutions right away because we have a family, because we have 2 kids and 3 dogs. Logistically, one of the things that made the most sense was to start cutting down our expenses. We took a good hard look at all of the things we were spending money on, and we wanted to trim any excess stuff. So one of those things was our phone service. And that is why we're so excited and grateful to be partnering with Mint Mobile on this video today. When we were researching different phone options, we realized we could be paying so much less without sacrificing anything with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month. We can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. We can bring our own phones and keep our current phone numbers and contacts, which is so convenient. We've used Mint Mobile and we can listen to music while we work out at the gym, as well as stream YouTube videos while we're out and about. Switching to Mint is actually super easy, and it only took us about 15 minutes. Thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most phones now have, you can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint Mobile will ship you a new SIM card for free. So if you want to save a little money without sacrificing your phone experience, go to trymintmobile.com/Sarika, which is going to be linked in the video description below, to get premium wireless for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. So let's rewind a little bit and talk about what our situation was. I started Sarika Studio in 2016, and this was kind of like my side gig. It just so happened that in 2019, after 3 years doing my passion projects here and there, things really started to take off. And then at the end of 2019, we had our first child, which was so amazing. But as a lot of families know, there is often this choice you have to make between caring for your family and your career, basically. And a lot of mothers do have to make that hard decision. And even though I don't have like a traditional job, I still had to make that choice. And so ultimately, after a few months of trying to do both at the same time with a young baby at home and doing some work on the side, I just felt a little bit burnt out, a lot burnt out actually, that's an understatement. And so I decided to stop. And even though things were on such a great upward trajectory, once I stopped and took that really long break, things started to go back down again. And while it was disappointing, I ultimately think that that was the best choice for our family at the time. It was really due to Sam's job that we were able to make this decision, because I know a lot of families out there, they have to have 2 incomes in order to survive. And so we realized that was like a really privileged position to even have. Like for Sam to be able to have a single income and provide for our family, that's like a huge, huge privilege. So that's my perspective as like a new mom who had to put her career on pause, but it really was like different for you as the sole provider of the family. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
In a lot of ways, I thought I had my dream job. I worked really hard to get to where I was at in my career, and I completed 2 master's degrees.
Sorry, is this distracting? Because I think I don't know what to do. I'm just sitting there.
I know. Well, so that's
Like, what
me.
do you want me to do?
I'm just like staring as a robot like this.
I'm trying to be like an active listener, but like at the
I
same
know,
time,
but you don't want to be distracted.
I don't want to be distracting, but
Like
I
this.
am distracted.
So I'm doing that whole section again.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll try
Let's
to
make
figure
it
it out.
sound supernatural.
Supernatural. I worked in the nonprofit sector right out of grad school for several years, and then I had an amazing opportunity to go work for a bank and support community organizations with grants and sponsorships. It just felt like deeply meaningful work to me. So when I received the news that I was being laid off and that there was a huge reduction of workforce in our entire company, one, I was scared for our family. I was also scared for all the other folks that were in the same situation as me at our company. So it was a very scary time. You know, we have, like you said, 2 young kids, and we had to make decisions and take action very quickly and figure out what we wanted to do.
Yeah, and I think one of the options we had was for either you to go find another job and then you could be the primary source of income again, or we could try to revive this business. I didn't know if that could happen because at that time I was still really struggling with being a young mom of 2 kids. I was still breastfeeding. I breastfed each of our kids for 2 years, and that took a really huge toll on me. And I was very, very sleep deprived. So I was like running myself ragged. I was also going through a lot of health issues. And I just felt like that option of, okay, let's make Serica Studio the primary source of income. I didn't really see that as a viable option at all at the time. So I think I'd like to read a little journal entry of the day that we found out that you lost your job. I am shocked. I'm sad, I'm scared, I'm energized, I'm in survival mode, I'm in disbelief, and I'll probably go through the stages of grief. This is a huge change. What are we gonna do? And I really only wrote like 4 lines because back in that time I was still so busy with having the kids and stuff, and I didn't really have time to like elaborate on what I was feeling. But I was just letting myself feel those emotions that day. And I think I wanted to elaborate here. In hindsight, I can tell that when I say I'm energized, I think that energized, I really meant to say like adrenaline is coursing through me because I'm going back into like a state of survival. My fight or flight is activated. I just want to ensure security for our young kids and our family. This was something that I just needed to let my nervous system experience and go through before I could tap into a more rational part of my brain in order to think of solutions. I think I like that we're linking it back to journaling because this little notebook is my emotional support notebook and a thing that grounds me even through these like really tough times where I'm scared. I'm allowing myself to feel that fear before I can actually face it head on. But can I read the next entry though? Because I feel like it's so like bing, 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 bing.
This is
the next day. We got this. We can make it. I'm happy again. Maybe it's because I'm used to it, but when it comes down to it, I work better when I'm in survival mode. It's all up to me now. Time to take it seriously. I feel like when I wrote like I work better when I'm in survival mode, I think that goes back to a time where like things were a lot more frugal for me. Like I grew up with a lot less money, way different situation than I have now. So I almost was like, you know what? I know how to do this.
When I got the news about the layoff, they also told me I'd be receiving severance. I really thought we could ramp up during that time period. I was so hopeful because I think one of...
Oh my God. Aww.
When I think about how hard it was for you as a mother and having to give up your career that you worked so hard for, I am so grateful for that. I really saw this as an opportunity to go full steam at your dreams and just do what you love fully.
Oh, that's so nice. I think it took me a while to see it as an opportunity the way you did, because there were times where something would happen and then I would try to flip-flop my decision. I was a little bit indecisive still. Like even though I read that entry on October 11th saying like, okay, let's do it. Let's go all in on Serica Studio. There were times where I was like, oh, just kidding. This is probably not, like, what are we doing? This is so cray-cray. Like, What do you mean? Like we're gonna be running a shop and doing YouTube? That's so cray-cray. Like what? We can't raise a family on that. People might look at what we're doing and be like, what the heck are they doing? And I think we were in a place where, yeah, I understood where people were coming from with that. Because it's like, you got a family. Why are you placing all of your faith in something that is so unstable? I think when you are going out into your own venture and people might cast their doubts, it's important to just believe in yourself. And that sounds so cheesy, but I think it really took me a long time to believe in myself. And like we said before, Sam believed in me before I believed in myself. It took a little while for us to find our footing, but it's like the confidence level for me has soared after that. So that's really what's next for our business, is because Sam is on board now and he is doing so much great work, we're able to scale up our business. And so not only do we have our first series of notebooks, we just launched our second series of notebooks right there. Those are available for pre-order on my website, sericastudio.com. He's been really securing some amazing partnerships for our channel. And not only that, Sam has helped set up some wholesale. I would not have known where to start with wholesale. Maybe I would have been able to research how to do that in a couple years, but we just packed our first 2 wholesale orders, which was super exciting for our small business. I think that was a big milestone, and I just love the 2 retailers that we're working with. You know, Sam and I were still kind of figuring things out, and we're still trying to make this work. I wouldn't say that we're out of the woods just yet, but we're definitely in a better place than we were 10 months ago. But since then, like, I think this is really going to work out. We could not do this without you. Each and every one of you who are watching this video, anyone who's ever purchased from our shop, who's left a like or a comment or sent us an encouraging message, we would not be able to do this without the support of you guys. So we just wanted to express like our eternal gratitude for allowing us to be able to make this into a career, and not just a career, but something that supports our family, something that we really enjoy doing, even though there may be some apprehension around how long we can do this for. We're just here to do it as long as we can because we really, really love it.
I'd like to read something from my journal. This is the journal that you gave me for my birthday. It's we did a little video about it in
Last month?
last month? Yeah. I wrote something here because we just finished July and it just made me feel so hopeful that we can make this happen. I find myself to be so incredibly lucky. How many people are able to find a partner that is this perfect a match on so many levels? When we met in college, I didn't know we would be so aligned in the way we would raise our kids. I would have never expected us to someday run a small business together. And yet, here we are. It's past midnight. We just did laundry, and I'm reminded of the quote from one of our favorite movies, "Everything, everywhere, all at once." In another life, I would have really liked just doing laundry and taxes with you.
Aww. I love you.
I love you
I
too.
love you so much. We got this. Oh my God. My makeup. I think that wraps up our story of how Sam lost his job and now is working with me on the business. We're just so grateful. So thank you very much for watching this one. We hope to see you in another video very soon. And until the next time, happy journaling. Bye everyone.
We work really well together.
I mean, we definitely still fight, but like,
I don't
we
say,
get through it.
I wouldn't say we fight.
Fight me, fight me. Thanks, bud.
You're welcome, buddy.
Let's do hearts for them.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
heart. Let's do this one. No, like these. Copy my fingers. Copy my fingers.
Don't do that.
Copy my fingers. There you go.
What do you do with your thumb?
Nothing. Just
You just got heart horns?
yes. There's no way my business is going to be able to support us. And then you saying, you know what, you can do it, babe. And then I was like, no, I don't think so. And then you're like, you can. And then I was like, yeah, you're right, I can. And then you're like, I got a job offer. And then I was like, yeah, take it. I can't do this. And then you're like, no, I'm not gonna take it because I can tell you really want to. And I was like, yeah, you're right, I want to. And then you're like, yeah, let's do some notebooks. I was like, yeah, okay, I really want to do notebooks. And you're like, okay, let's do some wholesale. And I'm just gonna reach out to people and ask for money. I was like, okay. And that's what happened.
That's it. That's what happened.